We gonna turn this sandwich into a grilled cheese.
We're gonna turn this sandwich into a good witch.
A good witch. We're gonna tackle some areas in our living room. I started this living room makeover forever ago, and we're just now getting around to finishing it. This is what I get for starting a series when it comes to makeovers, because I don't ever do that, ever. I can't stand watching episodes and series. It just, let me see the whole thing. Just put it, I don't care if it's 4 hours long. Let me see the whole thing right then and there.
It's hard to keep you on a show.
It is. Even like when we're watching TV shows, I just can't. A movie, maybe. I can sit through at least half of it. But a TV show, like I'm in the first 3 episodes, and then I'm done. I'm over it.
Remember the first time we watched Lord of the Rings? We got through the first one, you were like, wait. They didn't get to where they're going.
I can't stand stuff like that. Like, show me the whole process, start to finish. So this is what I get for starting a series. But this is another episode in my living room series. I did have to break it up to make it more budget friendly. I do the envelope saving method if you're new here. That's how I save for my home projects. And it would take 45 billion trillion years to save up enough to do the whole living room like I wanted to, and I didn't want to wait. So in times when I don't want to wait, I just dip into it right then and there and do it in parts. Started out with this wall over here with our floating shelves right here, and over there with our homemade, well, semi-homemade. They're kind of like whenever you go and buy biscuits at the store and they're frozen, but you have to literally pop them in the oven to make them edible. That's what those frames are, because while we did build the frames, we still had the little plastic thing from frames from Hobby Lobby. So they were semi-homemade. We did both of those areas in one, and then we did the overhead recess lights and the fireplace built in another one. There's going to be at least 2 other parts to this series though, because like I said, I'm doing it in increments so that I can afford it and not put all of my envelopes into one basket. I'm constantly have several different envelopes going because I like to have something going at all times. If I'm focusing on one envelope, I've got to wait until that envelope is completely done until I can do anything. I'm having to sit there and watch it like a boiling pot of water while I'm itching to do something. So I have several going at once so that one of them is bound to get full at some point, or to the amount that I need at some point. So I'm constantly doing little things, if not big things, around the house, doing it that way. When we did the fireplace makeover, you guys saw we did 2 shelves on each side, and after seeing that and, you know, walking around the house and having them not decorated for forever, because I can't tell you how many comments have said, are you not going to decorate your fireplace shelves? I am, I just haven't got around to it, because after seeing how we done that, I'm in love with my fireplace built in. It's one of my most favorite things in my house. It really is. But after walking around and seeing it like it is for the last few weeks or months, I've noticed I really want a 3rd shelf added to each side to kind of balance it out a little bit. I only have 2 right now, and I want that 3rd one. So we're going to focus on that today. We're going to build a 3rd shelf, a slim floating shelf like we did these over here. A bunch of you guys were asking specifically how we did that, so I'll be sure that I bring in the professional, i.e. Shane, to tell you guys how to do that, because if you want me, I'm just like, you put the wood here, put the nails there, or screws. I don't think we use nails. Screws, and then you put it on the wall and you screw it to the wall. That's my direction. So if you want a step-by-step on how we actually do it, I'll leave that to Shane. But we're also going to finally decorate the shelves because they went far too long without being decorated. And I really want some spring stuff in here. I'm over the Christmas decor blues. I had the Christmas decor blues for a solid 2 months after my Christmas decor came down because I miss it that bad. I loved my Christmas decor. But now I'm ready to move on to spring and summer decor, which I'm going to integrate together because I am not going and buying spring decor and summer decor. A, because I don't want to spend the money. B, I have nowhere to store extra decor right now. I just got rid of a lot of my decor, which I understand why I had to do that, but it also left me with nothing to decorate with. You danged if you do, danged if you don't, man. I had to go pick up a few things to decorate the shelves with. I mostly am doing it with pictures, family pictures. Whenever I started this living room makeover, that's one thing I focused on. The priority for me was to make sure I showcase my family and those that I love in my house over decor. I focused on decor there heavily for a while, and while the house did look beautiful, it looked show home ready at some points of the of the process. I missed that personal touch to it. While the decor creates a beautiful space, the pictures and my family photos around my house create a space that I want to stay in. There's nothing better than walking around your home and seeing these huge ginormous pictures, because I have like my family showcase throughout my house now, buddy. I've got them down the hallway, I got them over here in big frames, I got them over here in all sorts of little frames. It might not be Pinterest aesthetic-y, but I've never loved my home any more than I love it now, and those pictures play a huge part in that. At the end of the day, I turn off this camera and I go and sit on my couch and I sit in my living room, and the last thing I want to be surrounded by is a Cracker Barrel style decor where I have vases everywhere, random thankful signs everywhere, random live, laugh, love stuff everywhere. While I do like those things in moderation, when I turn off my camera and I sit down in my living room to relax for the evening, the things I want to be surrounded by are my family and memories. I found some really cool things though. I found some at Target that you guys saw in the last video, and then I went around and shopped at places like TJ Maxx and Ross and kind of tried to find stuff that was in my price range, which is really hard right now, by the way. But I tried to find things that were in my price range and really look for things that when I picked it up, it made me happy and I knew I could use for several months ahead until it gets to fall territory. I wanted whatever I bought for these shelves to be able to last throughout the spring and the summer, so that I wouldn't have to go and buy any more decor or feel the need to buy something summery or anything like that, because I don't have this space for that. Living in a 16 by 80 single wide, there are so many good things about living in a 16 by 80 single wide as a family of 6. So many good things, too many good things. I can't even name them all off. Like, there's so many of them. But some of the downfalls is the limited space, and I've got to be very conscious of that moving forward, because I've worked really hard to utilize the space that I do have, create more space that I can use in the future, use but not abuse. And I've worked really hard to clear out the spaces that I have overfilled. I don't want to do that anymore. Whenever I bring something in my home now, it has to always have a place to go. I no longer go just randomly shopping like I used to and just pick up whatever if I like it and then bring it home and then let it sit in my closet until I'm ready to use it. I don't do that anymore. When I buy something, it's intentionally bought and I know exactly where it's going to go when I get here. That does make shopping a little bit harder because I'm limited on what I bring into my home, so I'm limited on what I decorate with. But overall, that's the best thing I can do to keep my house in the state it's in right now. And over everything, I want my house to be beautiful, but I want it to be a calm and inviting area that my family feels free in and not claustrophobic. I also had to go pick up some paint. If you look really closely, you can see I have zebra stripes around my living room right now. My living room walls are in the color Stone Harbor Grays, and they've been that way forever, which, by the way, if you didn't know, Walmart is actually phasing out their color place paints. I asked them because it had been so hard and I couldn't find any color place paint anywhere at any Walmart I went to, and I finally asked somebody that worked there and she was like, we are phasing them out completely. But don't fret, if you want the Stone Harbor Grays, you can still get it in other brands there, which thankfully I was like, what am I going to do if I have to touch up my house and I can't get the Stone Harbor Grays anymore? You can get it, it just is not in the Color Place more affordable brand. It's a couple of dollars more for the next brand up. I had to get some of that at Walmart, and I got it in the eggshell because she said that they're also phasing out the satin, which is what my walls are in right now, minus the glossy zebra stripes. I had to get eggshell, but she said it was basically the same thing as satin, so here's hoping that it is. That's definitely on the list today. I gotta cover up the glossy Stone Harbor Grays that we got by mistake and cover it up with the eggshell Stone Harbor Grays and just do a fresh coat of paint in my living room because it hasn't been done in a while. I don't think I've done a fresh coat of paint in my living room since I painted it the Stone Harbor Grays the first time, which has been several years ago. Let's do the daggone thing and get it done, son.
Hello everyone, it's me again. It's been a while since we've done one of these. I almost even forgot what this thing was. What is this thing again? Oh yes, a make teasure. Now, we're gonna go in here and we're gonna go in here and we're gonna teasure and make sure that we have the right size for our shelf that we're putting under here. Come on.
What's the measurement, boss?
18 5/8.
Binks has secondhand embarrassment. I told them you were going to walk them through this because we had several people want to know exactly how you built those shelves.
These?
Yeah. Just in case I wanted a third one, when we did these two shelves right here, we did them in a way that if I wanted to add a third one, I would have enough space to. Right to the mark of where that hole is, so we could conceal that hole where the cord comes out of the wall from where it's attached to this light right here. These aren't threaded into our electrical system. They're actually just wired lamps that we've literally threaded through our wall. They're not a part of our actual electricity or anything. So we're gonna put a third shelf identical to these down here I almost fell down here to put it right here so that we can conceal this hole where this wire comes out. And we're also going to screw a power strip to the bottom of the shelf so we can easily plug that in, and it'll kind of be conspicuous and not so bam in your face cords everywhere. The cords drive me crazy, and they've drove me crazy for a while, so any way that I can kind of hide them I'm all about. So we're going to try it this way and see if it works for us.
What a beautiful day.
Somebody just joyriding down there. They're going out for their Sunday drive on their lawnmower. Thanks, you're disturbing the peace.
I'd probably do the same thing, I guess.
Let's go, girls.
Dun, 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 dun.
Did you get that?
Your make that shirt's flying.
You say that you don't need me.
That's one. I think that's going to turn out real nice.
Playing with fire. I know what heartbreak feels like. I know I've shed some teardrops. I've been here before. You have done it now. Left me on the ground. This is it. I won't come back. If we don't stop, if we don't go, I'll be left alone every night when you go. Sitting by myself, going crazy like all the time. If we don't stop, if I don't go, I'll be left alone every night when you go. And I hope you realize it's playing with the fire. Saying words ain't easy. I know you can't talk to me, but I hope you realize you're playing with fire. You were my one and only until you left me lonely. I guess
Shane's just boxing these out and then putting pilot holes before he puts any screw holes in. He's doing 3 on each side. He doesn't have to do the edge pieces on these shelves because they're going inside of the fireplace built in, and there's sides on each side of it. If there weren't, and we were doing them like we were the open shelving on the left side of the fireplace, we would definitely have to put the end caps on them, which is very, very simple. It's just the same thing essentially. Assembly is just all about preference. Do you want your edges on the inside? Do you want your edges on the outside? It doesn't matter. We usually do our edges on the inside just so those seams better go together. It kind of flows together, but you can do it however you want to. In this instance, we didn't have to put edges because the edges were going to be the fireplace built in.
I don't need you. I'm only like a different gift. Sad out there, but you're so bad. Starting new on my own. Someone just take me away. Ooh, hey. You're playing with the fire. If we don't stop.
Alright, so what I've done here is I've put our anchor on the wall here, and it's secured by these really sturdy 5-inch screws here. They've got a stud behind them, but then they also have this hardwood stuff that we put behind here. So that kind of helps anchor it. And now we're going to take my shelf that I built, and we're going to slide it up under there. And it's secure. And even though it's secure, it ain't going anywhere, I still like to pop in 2 more screws here just to make sure it doesn't decide to travel one day.
Are you bored watching Mom and Daddy? You bored? I'm going to have him attach this power strip to the bottom of that bottom shelf just so that these are taken care of. Because this is a mess, y'all. I can't plug in the fireplace insert to this because it's considered like an extension cord. And that's a big no-no. You always want to do anything like heater-wise or anything with a lot of amps or whatever into the wall itself. So the fireplace can't be plugged into this. But the other wires can be, so that helps out when it comes to condensing these wires.
I don't want your persona. I I just wanna be real with you tonight. Can I have you alone now? I just wanna reveal what's on my mind. You tell me that you're used to no feelings, but I'm gonna change it. Yeah, you'll be awakened. Cause when my love starts working on you, it'll take your breath away like never before. And as soon as I go na 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 na, it'll make you feel that good love working on you, on you. You got a bad reputation. People tell me your heart is cold as ice, but I think you're amazing. I will show you the art of paradise. You tell me that you're used to no dream.
These 4 pieces, in addition to this fabric black, gray, blue container I forgot to show you guys, but you guys saw in the last video, are the only pieces of decor I got for this area. It's the only things I really needed, and I wasn't going to go overboard, so I kept it simple. I wasn't going for a crowded look anyway. I wanted to keep it very simple, clear, freeing. Crisp and clean is what I'm going for in my house these days, because crisp and clean and minimal decor really does make the house feel more open, I guess you could say, more airy. I do have a crap ton of picture frames though, but I love every minute. I love every bit of it.
Through the chains, but I'm gonna teach you. I'm gonna reach you. Cause when my 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 love
see to the left here in the open shelving, we still haven't threaded those wires through the wall, and that's because we're waiting on the extra wires that we have to have in order to thread them. You have to have a longer wire attachments to these lights in order to actually drill a hole in the ceiling and in the walls and put the wires through them, and we're waiting on those to come back in stock. They are horribly difficult to find. The right ones, there's a bunch of several different ones, but the ones that we need, we can't find them, or they're out of stock in the places that normally have them. So we're waiting on that. Then we'll be able to hide those cords, and I'm super excited about it because right now we got some duct tapage going on with some Stone Harbor Grange paint covering it, but it's okay. While we're waiting, I've been hiding it with decor, and it's been working out pretty well.
Mine, eyes blind, and it is getting dangerous. I don't wanna fight the feeling inside, 'cause your words are so contagious. I don't wanna be distracted, no, I'm having a reaction, oh, I give it to you, give into your state of mind. You don't wanna be distracted, no, you're having a reaction, oh, I can feel you burning up. 'Cause tonight we lose it all. We let go, it's something in the way you move that makes me do things I've never done. Yeah, tonight we lose it all. I'm broken, and even if the sky would fall and flames are getting close, painting the sky and adding to our chemistry. Heart beats aligned, right in time. You've become a remedy. I don't wanna be distracted, no. I'm having a reaction, oh. I give it to you, give into your state of mind. You don't wanna be distracted, no. You're having a reaction, oh. I can feel that I can feel you burning up. 'Cause tonight we lose it all. We let go, it's something in the way you move that makes me do things I've never done. Yeah, tonight we lose it all. I'm broken, and even if the sky would fall and flames are getting closer. Ooh, oh, 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 oh. My skin's on fire. Oh, 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 oh. On fire. Ooh, oh, 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 oh. My skin's on fire. Oh, 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 oh. My skin's on fire. Oh, 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 oh. My skin's on fire. Oh, oh, oh. 'Cause tonight we lose it all. We let go. It's something in the way you move that makes
Thank y'all for hanging out with me. I hope y'all have a blessed morning, evening, night, whatever it is, wherever you're at. Know that I love you, but Jesus loves you more. I'll see y'all in the next one. We're going to be tackling a crap ton of mobile home updates in the upcoming video, so I'll see y'all then.